Commencement, new beginnings, perseverance, discipline, character, hard work and success, carpe diem, seize the day. These are all very common themes to great graduation speeches since time immemorial. They've all suffered the cliches undeath of trivial immortality. President of the Royal College of Surgeons, President of the Royal College of Physicians, Dean, faculty, parents, well-wishers, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Today I wish to propose three rather more appropriate ways that define a graduating medical student. Time, money, and sacrifice. Here's some food for thought. For my fellow classmates, if you take 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, which is the amount of time you were scheduled to have lectures or be on wards, multiply that by 40 weeks a year, and on average 5 years, you end up with 7,200 hours. 432,000 minutes spent studying anatomy, physiology, pharmacology and pathology, medicine and surgery. Fortunately, there's only a handful of you that never missed a single class, showed up to every single tutorial, and spent every day on the wards. To you, I say well done. I admire your discipline. And to the rest of us, I say, thank God we never got caught. And to our parents who spend tens or even hundreds of thousands of euros on our education, here's to the greatest accumulation of financial debt known to man. To those of us who earn the privilege of being sponsored by governments across the globe, here's to single-handedly causing your country's recession. And last but not least, here's the sacrifice. To students' sacrifice to achieve excellence, and to our parents' dream to provide opportunities for their children, opportunities that many of them never had. Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon and a warm welcome to you all. To the graduating class of 2011, my classmates, my friends, think back to 4, 5 or 6 years ago. Recall the look of elation on your faces when you got that RCSI acceptance letter. Yes, you got into medical school. And not just any medical school. You got accepted into the Royal College of Surgeons, one of the most renowned medical school in the vast land of Dublin. Reflect on your first few weeks in Dublin. For most of us, it was a completely new and daunting experience. Leaving the nest for the first time and newfound freedom, but that also came with a substantial price. No more home-cooked meals from mom, a sense of emptiness and loneliness that only went away when we met each other. Friends that we've kept for the last 5 or so years, and no doubt, friends for a lifetime. Now think back to our first day in medical school, the introductory lecture that basically stated our lives were now over. The pungent, pervasive smell of formaldehyde in the anatomy room. Think of our first year, the fortnightly card signings, Mr. Kelly's infamous femur, and the gospel according to Harold Brown. From the gubernaculum to the cremasteric reflex, and the naughty mnemonics of the carpal bones. On to second men, the highlight evidence-based health. We learned that Prof. Ronan Conroy had a different pair of socks for every day of the week, and that they never matched. He modeled them elegantly during each and every class. And then came intermediate cycle. We were baby third meds. We were deprived of a lunchtime, sat through hours upon hours of lectures on streptococcus and staphylococcus, sinuses and fistulae, giant cells and abscesses, captopril, ramipril and sildenafil. It was during this year that we said goodbye to our Malaysian friends. Finally, some of us had a chance to be the top 10 of our class. I still wonder how so many smart people can come from one country. And then we landed in fourth med. Enter the Jets. Mature students, the chosen ones. They seem to have been preordained to achieve greatness. It took about 2 years and many exams and parties later to realize that at some point in time, the jets must have been human too. Fourth med was, for most of us, a blur. In Pete's clinic, I quickly realized that most Irish teenagers had a more active social life than I did. And then there were the joys of obs and gynae. We were forced to learn 3 basic tenets. Number 1, you do not smile in Prof. Malone's presence. Number 2, there is no O in foetus. And number 3, when giving a presentation, the display on the screen in front of you is exactly the same as the display on the projector behind you. The pressure was intense, the exams grueling, but we made it. We made it through our most difficult year of medical school. Our prize was final year, last year of our undergraduate medical education. The year I personally enjoyed most, and not because I was on Prof. Conlon's team every month, but because of the nights out every single weekend. I made some groundbreaking discoveries in my final year. Number 1, if I really concentrated hard enough, I could understand about 50% of what Prof. Mac said, and that even on my best day, I could remember about 5% of Dr. Spooner's lectures. She clearly knew too much to be teaching us. I realized that fill in the blank session with Prof. Cunningham were the highlight of my anesthetics week. I finally began to understand the hidden curriculum. That shifting dullness referred to 4 medical students being asked questions about a chest x-ray. That a double-blind study was 2 orthopedic surgeons staring blankly at an ECG. And that even though surgeons may not know what an organ did, they knew every single way of taking it out. I learned that if your student number started with a 7, you were considered very important. That the Norwegians were as fun as Caribbean islanders,